To repair that which is broken, the first step is to assess the damage. As such, our story takes the broken as a starting point for repair. My broken chair takes the form of a 19th century ladder-back chair, a simple and elegant wood design composed of turned posts, a ladder back, a square woven seat which is now missing, and 4 legs with dowels. Through my research, I found out that the chair would have been made by a religious group known as the Shakers. In 1787, the Shakers fled persecution in England for freedom in America and subsequently became famous for their chairs. Modeled on the core principles of honesty, utility, and simplicity, Shaker chairs were smooth and simple, as ornamentation was not allowed. The chairs were made of solid wood, but remained light enough to easily move around, and were hung on wall pegs for storage, often upside down. One unique aspect of their furniture design is that the Shakers created many of their own tools. All of the chairs were made by hand. These chairs were built with durability in mind, executed at the highest level, which is why their influence on art and design has endured for over a century. More than 100 years later, my chair is falling apart. The dowels have come loose, the legs are dented, scratched, and worn, the woven seat long gone. The concept of repair asks us to reconsider the value of broken objects as providing an opening for engaging with, tending to, and caring for the things and people around us. My approach considers the concept of repair as care, where the repair of an object is approached with the same amount of consideration as would be given to the wrapping of a broken arm, or the repair of the human body. Step 1 is to repair the loose broken joints that make the chair unstable. First, I stripped the old hardened glue off the dowels and out of the holes so that the mortise and tenon joints would fit together again. Next, I planned to restore stability by reweaving the seat. Initially, the chair is held together by the density of the weave, with each layer providing more durability and strength. Here, I am going through the slow process of hand weaving the seat. Our current material thinking values the new and the pristine. If things are repaired at all, the goal is not to leave any visible scars and to restore the object to its original state. Through my approach, I wanted to emphasize the idea that damages and repairs do not detract from the experience of an object. Rather, they are intrinsic, inseparable parts of its narrative. While the shape of the chair is filled in by the weave, restoring its functionality by providing a new woven seat, it is the subsequent action of continuously wrapping the broken joints that points out the damage. Embracing the practice of mending invisible repair, the wrapped cast or tensor bandage becomes a central feature of the chair, to the point that we cannot think and separate the injury from the repair. While the weave held the chair together relatively well, the joints still moved and would likely fail if anyone was to sit on the chair, which is why they needed to be reinforced. As we know, objects, beings, and systems all require continuous maintenance and repair as they break, decay, or fall into pieces. With a world aging and passing away at every moment, we are condemned to repair. My process-based approach recognizes that an object repaired today will inevitably need to be repaired again in the future, and positions repair as a counter-strategy to obsolescence. While we recognize that time cannot be stopped in its tracks, there seems to be no consideration of how its effects should be managed, how the preserved could stay alive and yet evolve. My layered approach harnesses the memory of what was through an honest evolution of form that honors the past yet leaves room for the future. Through the repeated action of wrapping, knotting, and tying, we are able to track and trace the evolution of the chair through time as it takes on a new and ever-changing form. For the Shakers, furniture was designed to be functional. Utility was valued above all else, and concepts such as comfort were not considered, which becomes evident when we look at the ladder-back chair composed of 90-degree angles and straight, hard lines. Hybridizing hard and soft materials, the repair begins to modernize the chair. As the form becomes softer over time, the chair could become more comfortable, allowing it to be used for modern leisure activities. The repair is a product of its time. Using manufactured synthetic fiber, readily available via Amazon, it's an honest reflection of our current modes of production. The use of a high-tech material is contrasted with the low-tech process of hand weaving and wrapping. The method, along with the use of a single material, allows the chair to maintain its simplicity of both form and color. Embracing the slow repair, the chair begins to transform over time. contemplating the words of Viollet-le-Duc, "To repair something is not to restore it, nor to do maintenance or to rebuild. It is to re-establish it in an ultimate state that never existed before." The repair is not an intervention limited to adjustments within existing structures, but rather attempts to transform the object itself. The end product of my week-long repair is a chair that is not as durable or as soft as I would have liked. However, while my chair has not yet been transformed, it's important to recognize that this represents the middle, not the end of the repair, and that this process is never fully finished. Repair in this context is framed not as a quick fix or solution, but rather as a continuous process of creation, one that resists built-in obsolescence and aims to ensure longevity.